Hi, I'm Lily Falkenberg, and today I'm going to be talking about groupthink tendencies and a sense of accomplishment within teams. Okay, so our research question here is how do groupthink tendencies influence sense of accomplishment when working in teams among students in higher education? Groupthink is a phenomenon where a group prioritizes harmony and conformity over critical thinking, often leading to flawed decision making, which is, of course, something we want to avoid. So for this study, I collected a sample, convenience sample, which looked like me going out and asking people that I knew were traditional students at WKU to fill out a Qualtrics survey. The survey itself was composed from an interview, or I guess multiple interviews I conducted of people I knew were going to give me some good answers, and we talked just about working in teams, their experience with teams as a student at WKU, how they made decisions, how they felt after they got their grades back, how they felt during the team, just things like that. And then from that, I created questions on a Qualtrics survey, and then I distributed that survey via convenience sampling. So the survey itself had 19 participants, and you can see in that table to your left, I believe it's going to be to your left when this is done, are demographics of age and classification. So I didn't collect any data on sex, gender, or income. I didn't think that was super relevant to what we're going to be talking about, especially because it's such basic data at this moment, and we're not really ready to go into such advanced topics. And then also, I collected demographics on employment, but only 47% of people reported having any sort of employment, which is only 9 people. So that also didn't make it to analysis just because there weren't enough numbers there to actually get anything significant. So variables, I already talked about demographics a little, and then we use groupthink tendencies and a sense of accomplishment. So for analysis itself, I use sense of accomplishment as my independent variable and groupthink as my dependent. I had 6 questions for each of these on my Qualtrics survey, and within them, 3 different constructs, which you see listed below for groupthink tendencies. That's conformity, consensus, and compliance. An example question for conformity would have been group harmony is more important to me than debating different viewpoints. So as the surveyee, you would think of that question and then either strongly disagree, somewhat disagree, neither disagree or agree, somewhat agree, or strongly agree. And then I took those numbers, I coded them, and then I put them into SPSS, which is just a statistics processor, to get these results. So the most interesting thing is that students who show more individual groupthink tendencies tend to feel less accomplished when working in teams. That basically tells us, I mean, you can see it in the graph there, as groupthink goes up, sense of accomplishment goes down. From the data I have, and because it was such a small sample size of only 19, we can't quite jump to the assumption that lessening groupthink tendencies is going to increase accomplishment. But I think if we had a larger sample size, we would be seeing results like that. We just can't make that assumption as of yet. Some other findings were that older students are less likely to conform, and then older, more advanced students generally feel more accomplished in teams. So, what does that tell us as a leader? First, leaders should facilitate open discussion, making sure all team members feel comfortable sharing their ideas to limit that groupthink. Second, we should be promoting diverse perspectives to help prevent groupthink and encourage better problem solving. And finally, supporting goal accomplishment by guiding the team and recognizing contributions can boost motivation and overall performance. So that is the presentation on groupthink tendencies and sense of accomplishment. Thank you.